Welcome to another installment of 5-Minute Licks. I want to tell you all a little story before we get into this particular video. I was driving to a gig about a month ago. I was listening to the first Lynch Mob album and really enjoying it, and my car's full of gear. I can't see out the rearview mirror, and I inadvertently cut off a truck driver. Now, I thought they would be really upset with me, but as they sped their truck up and sort of overtook me, and we locked eyes across the freeway, he sort of made this gesture, like he was greasing a giant invisible banana, like this. And I just thought, this is so cool. This guy is a George Lynch fan as well. He's down with George's side-to-side vibrato technique. And what better time to talk about side-to-side vibrato than today on 5-Minute Licks? You're probably well acquainted with traditional vibrato, and you probably use it if you're a rock or a metal player all the time. It's probably one of those things that is just baked into your subconscious. For example, if I'm just playing in the key of B, I'm going to play something like this. And I'm going to get that note and I'm going to wiggle it. There are two parameters, the rate at which I wiggle it and the depth, so the amount of pitch change that happens when I wiggle it. One thing that's cool about the guitar, because it has frets, we can actually easily quantize those values. For example, I could take a B note, fret 4 on the third string if you're in standard tuning, and I could move it up by one semitone and back. And I'm kind of going to have a similar effect. I'm changing the pitch, and I could also do that at a particular rate. Let's say we started doing it at kind of like a quarter note pulse, and then we moved it up to an eighth note pulse, and then maybe a 16th note pulse. So something like this. And that's all I want you to practice to get this side-to-side vibrato thing down. Practice a nice slow and even slide back and forth. Again, you're greasing a giant invisible banana, and then you can take it up to an eighth note kind of thing, and then a 16th note kind of thing. It sounds pretty cool, pretty climactic, I would say. And you can start moving that around the neck. For example, if we were to play in, let's give it a B Phrygian dominant vibe. So we'll take B and we'll do that slide up and down by a semitone. Then we'll go to D sharp, so fret 8, and we'll do the same thing going from D sharp to E. We could keep that vibe going. Let's take not only the root and the major third, let's take the 5th degree. So fret 11, and that has the minor 6th right next to it, so we could get this. I think that sounds really cool. I'll give you an example in a track right now. You don't just have to stick with those semitones. You could easily do a tone-wired vibrato. If we were using, say, the B minor pentatonic scale, you could practice something like this. Get that kind of vibe going on right there. I really love this technique, and it's something for me I really need to be warmed up to make the most of it. And again, you're greasing a giant invisible banana. You want your left hand to be really relaxed. So that's going to get the most out of the technique. And start with those semitones, start with that kind of Phrygian dominant example. That's just kind of a cool little concept on its own. And then start working it into your everyday playing. That way it just gives you another expressive option on top of everything else. It's not just a lick to play over a certain thing. It's part of your overall expressive vocabulary, which is what I want you all to develop, and that's something I spend most of my time trying to do anyway. Alrighty, thank you all so much for watching the video. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Until next time, grease that giant invisible banana.